gotkushTV. After a stellar 2019, your number one black conscious media platform is getting ready to go into overdrive for 2020. As we promised last year, we launched The Inside. We premiered the pilot for the Black Group Economic Show. We dropped 2 new seasons of Wordsmith, the number one platform for artists with a message in the music. We've seen you out on the road, the Black Carpet Awards, the Reparations March, the Legacy Center of Excellence, and more. We brought you Dr. Mumbi, the legendary Bob Andy, Queen Diambi, Kemi Seba, Esther Stanford Hossein, Leo Mohammed, Brother Leader Badlaka, and more. And now, 2020 is set to see gotkushTV taking it to the next level. First up, look out for the official launch of the gotkushTV website, your official portal for all things GKTV, including new shows, news, views, and reviews, soon to be serving you with advertising opportunities and the launch of the GKTV African market. gotkushtv.com will also be a global hub for all things black, conscious, and empowering from all over the black world. Black achievers, black excellence, education, health, positive black imagery, entrepreneurs, black brands, and charity work. All this and more can be found here at gotkushtv.com. Then there's the news shows. Decipher, the dynamic discussion and debate show. Health is Wealth, practical tips for living in wellness. Kush Communiversity, home of Black Warrior Scholarship. And UK Fire Entertainment, bringing you a slew of music videos for your listening and viewing pleasure. Look out for more of The Insight, Wordsmith, and the full 3rd season of the Black Group Economic Show, all coming your way soon. As always, the GKTV film team is available for hire to cover your events and all filming needs. Visit us at gotkushtv.com for hire inquiries and more information. Stand by all black businesses through our website, social media, and show content. We have monumental advertising, sponsorship, and network opportunities catering especially for you. gotkushTV is about to take off. To join us for the ride, there's 4 things you can do. 1, subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell to make sure you don't miss a release. Join us on all social media and hit up gotkushtv.com to subscribe to our mailing list for exclusive opportunities in the near future. 2, like. Let us know you're feeling our content by hitting that ever so important button of approval. 3, comment. We want to hear your feedback on everything we're putting out, so make sure your presence is felt in the comment section. 4, share. Spread the word by hitting that share button and exposing your circle to the magnificence that is gotkushTV. We look forward to building with you throughout 2020 and servicing you with high quality black media production. gotkushTV. Beyond discussion, beyond debate, we put the power in black media. gotkushTV. After a stellar 2019, your number one black conscious. Kanye West and the contradiction of black excellence.
The Insights, new show brought to you by gotkushTV.
Your periodical breakdown show where we delve deep into all issues pertaining to black culture in the 21st century and beyond. For the past month or so, Kanye West has once again dominated conversation.
Because I am the greatest artist of all time.
Except maybe on the issue of representation, which sees the worth in black faces in places traditionally dominated by white people. Future Concepts doesn't seem to take us beyond the dominance of white people. Enter gotkushTV.
The Insight premieres Monday at 12 p.m. exclusively on gotkushTV.
Kanye West and the contradiction of black excellence.
The Insights, new show brought to you by gotkushTV.
Your periodical breakdown show where we delve deep into all issues pertaining to black culture in the 21st century and beyond. For the past month or so, Kanye West has once again dominated conversation.
Because I am the greatest artist of all time.
Except maybe on the issue of representation, which sees the worth in black faces in places traditionally dominated by white people. Future Concepts doesn't seem to take us beyond the dominance of white people. Enter gotkushTV.
The Insight premieres Monday at 12 p.m. exclusively on gotkushTV.
Selector, microphone check 1 2, microphone check 1 2. Greetings, family. Hotep 10-9 Wari, African power for all African people. We are in the house. This is Got Kush TV, and you are tuned into Quarantine Convos, where we catch up with the black world in this time of quarantine, in this time of isolation, in this time of hug up your woman, hug up your man, and have more children, kings and queens. Yes, that's what it's all about right about now, as we delve into the Quarantine Convos edition for Tuesday, the 28th of April. They call it the year 2020, but in the ancient calendar of our people of the ancient Kemet, 2 kings and queens. This is in and around the year 7,270 kings and queens. Yes, indeed. You don't know. We are in our 8th millennium at the very least. And in the 8th millennium, we are proud to bring to you a beautiful sister, a fantastic sister, an industrious, charismatic, multi-talented sister. The resume is too long, you know, Leah Salmon. You got to cut down some of these things that you're doing, you know. But she is a home educator. She is a health and wellness practitioner. She is a life coach. She is a public speaker. She is the author, Kings and Queens. And I'm sure I'm not even exhausting the amounts of talents that this woman has. Kings and Queens, we are proud and blessed to bring you the one and only sister, Leah Salmon. Are you there, Sister Leah?
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Kings and Queens, give us a 1 in the chat. Let us know that you can hear myself and Sister Leah. It's loud and clear. Sister Leah, how am I sounding?
Yeah, man, you're cool.
Yeah, so everything's on blessed. Do I sound like Barry White?
No.
Not quite. All right, okay. I welcome my Barry White. You know what I'm saying? But greetings and welcome, sister. And want to say to the family, welcome as you come through. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button as you come through. And we invite you also to subscribe to gotkushTV if you have not already subscribed. And check out our website. That's gotkushtv.com. That's gotkushtv.com, family. We're there and we're online and we're gonna progress and move. You're just seeing a little snippet of the things that we're dealing with. Stay tuned. We got another episode of Wordsmith coming later on this week. Yesterday, we released another episode of The Insight, delving into Kanye West and the contradiction of black excellence. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings on that, family. But as we go forward, let's check in with our sister Leah and see how she's doing. So, Sister Leah, as you know, it's lockdown. Yeah, it's lockdown in London. But as we've been saying on Got Kush TV, now just true says lockdown, it don't mean so we pop down. And I'm sure you're one of those that's not pop down in this time, because you can't pop down because you have about 10 pitney and they won't allow you to pop down. You know what I'm saying? So how are you coping with lockdown, Sister Leah?
It's an interesting time because we home educate, work from home.
Yes.
So our whole life has been revolved around, like, we planned our life so we could be kind of independent and portable, so that we didn't have to have a particular location. There was nowhere where we had to go all the time. We had more or less control of our life. And even with both of us being self-employed and home educating, it's amazing how people can just shut your life down just like that. There's controversy around home education. Is it safe? Should children be at home? Shouldn't they be in school? Next minute, everybody for homeschool. If you're rich, poor, whether you got internet or not, everybody for homeschool.
Yes.
Can't go to the clinic because I had a clinic. I can't go to the clinic. Our children, so half of our life hasn't been interrupted. So, you know, when we wake up until about 3 o'clock, it's home educating. But from 3 o'clock onwards, our children were going to activities like 6 days a week.
Right.
All of that is locked off. I can't go to events. You know, me and Got Kush, like, I'm basically an honorary member of Got Kush. We were at events every weekend, like whether it was London, Birmingham, Luton, like I can't go to events. So that has thrown me a bit. And what I think has happened with a lot of people, like even with yourselves, I think there was the initial shock of, oh my gosh, what we're going to do. Our regular way of things has been completely interfered with.
Yes.
So it was the initial shock. And I know I went into save me mode. Someone save me. What is this? I can get universal credit. I can get this loan. I can get this. I can get that. I'm like, save me, innit? But then I think what myself and a lot of other people have done is, okay, we need to just pivot. We need to just pivot, innit? Like, how can we change what we're doing? We can't stop. We can't let this interfere with our growth, our development, our family, our positivity, all that kind of stuff. We just need to shift. And I think what I'm noticing is the people who are getting over that initial trauma more quickly, as far as business owners are concerned, and even parents just being adaptable, because children are quite adaptable anyway. I think parents needed a minute. Everyone who's adapting seems to be now just getting into a new flow of things and adjusting to what's happening.
Right, so that's a nice in-depth description there. You touched on some of the things that we're going to touch on later on as I speak to you, but you say that half your life hasn't changed, and that's the part where of the home education, So I know you're an actual homeschooling or home educating advocate, and you give a lot of advice to people. Now I know I've been speaking to some sisters and brothers, Leah, and they're like, me can't cope, me don't know what to do, and all them something there, So as somebody who's an expert in the field, give thanks to Sister Jamelia, because our very first quarantine convos, we spoke to her. I know you saw that one, and she gave a few tips because she's been doing the same thing. So what tips would you give as an expert in the field to our brothers and sisters who don't know what to do with them picnic, then they have them 24/7? What would you say to them, sister?
Okay, so when I first started, because I've been doing this for like 13 years, my eldest just turned 15 and she's never been to school. So we basically started with her when she was about 2.5. So I know that for myself, for the first, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years, home educate, even though I promote being holistic, the home education life was all about the children, and I wasn't taking my needs into consideration at all. And I think that's where a lot of parents are going to struggle, is when they try to replicate school at home and they try to become a teacher, and they feel that their needs are not as important as the children's needs. So it's really important that when you are, whatever plan or whatever structure you put in place, or whatever learning resources or curriculum you're working with, it has to work for you as a parent as well. So I know for myself, I can't manage like a 9-to-5 day with my children. That would just be too much for me. I know I can also not do 5 days. I can only manage 4 days. And I also know after about 4 or 5 weeks, I've had enough as well, and I need a break. So that's why my home education schedule is we work Monday to Thursday from about 9:30 until about 3:30, and we work for 5 weeks. Then we have a 2 or 3 week break.
Right.
Because that's what works best for me. I can't do all of this. Oh, they didn't finish their work in the day, so we're working all 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. For what, fam? For what can't wait till tomorrow, innit? What can't wait till tomorrow or the next day that I need to be working with the children? They're going to get fatigued. I'm going to get fatigued. Like most people know that if a child is stressed, there's no point trying to stuff information in a stressed child's head, because it's not going to be retained. And as a parent, you're not going to be able to nurture and help your child's education. And we both know the word education means to draw out. You can't draw brilliance and excellence out of your children if you yourself are stressed, annoyed, and agitated. So it's best all round for you to make sure that your child's needs are being met, but your needs are being respected, identified first, because some parents haven't even taken into consideration, am I a morning person? Am I an afternoon person? Do I work better in the evening? How many days can I do this for? Like, identify how you would work best, then marry that with the needs of your children, and then everyone would be a winner, and then there won't be any stress.
That's an interesting point, sis. I'm sure for enough people listening, it never occurred to them that you can take a break from your pitney. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting because that must be difficult to do now though, with a situation on lockdown, isn't it? So when you say that take a 2-week break, is it more difficult to do that if you're on lockdown? Okay,
so me personally, again, because we've been doing this for 15 years, and over those 15 years, we've begun to realize what our needs as a family, and we've adapted when we've recognized those needs. So when we firstly, we moved out of London because we knew we couldn't afford to stay in London in the little 2-bedroom flat that we were in. So we decided to move out of London because we knew we needed a bigger house. Then we moved into, my husband, myself, and 2 children. First, we had a 3-bedroom house, and then we were in that house until there were like 8 of us. And then we were like, okay, we need to move now. So when we needed to move, I knew that it was really important that we had a big house so that I could have space and the children could have space because we spent so much time at home. And I also knew it was important that we had a lot of outside space and a lot of grass and greenery for the children to run up and down with. Because again, we made the decision. Unfortunately, a lot of parents have been forced into home educating, but we made the decision that we wanted this as a lifestyle. So we've, again, over, 12 years, got to a place where our lifestyle supports our decisions. Now, unfortunately, which means that if I want to break, like we live in a house we live in like a 4-bedroom house. There's like 13 rooms in this house. I can hide in any one of them. Yeah. Wow. I can hide in any corner of any one. I've got bare doors I can shut and the other children are on the other side of it. So in order for us to get that, we had to make sacrifices. So we're not in London with a 4-bedroom house. We're all the way up in Wolverhampton in a 4-bedroom house. Because again, we had to make those decisions. Are we going to have a smaller house closer to friends and family? Or are we going to do what's going to benefit us 90% of our time, which is why we're home educating and why we're working from home. So that's why we moved further. And that's why a lot of people move out of London because of that. Now, what I would say is that right now, because we don't know when the situation is going to happen again, in all honesty, there's no guarantees that this is not going to last a long time or not going to happen again. So what people can do right now is be like, okay, if this happens again, do I want this to be my situation? And if that's not the case, if you'd rather be on lockdown in Gambia, right now, you can start making those kind of plans.
I hear you.
Now the motivation for you to be like, you know what, next time this happens, this can't be it. This can't be it for me, innit?
Most def. I did think about that, I was thinking like, why couldn't this go on when I was in Ghana somewhere? You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. And thank you for all that, because I think obviously when people talk about home educating, the same thing happened with Jamila, when you ask questions about it, people expect you to talk about how to construct lessons and administer, information and them kind of things there. But there's so much surrounding that if you get the context right, then the process of actually administering lessons becomes more fluid. You said something interesting though, which is that you take 2-3 weeks break, from actually educating. That might sound like completely like mind blowing for some people. How do you take that level of a break and your children are still being educated? How does that work?
So when for the first, I'd say 8 years, I was of the mindset that I've decided to home educate my children. So my job is every morning when I wake up, my focus should be to stuff information in my children's heads. I need to have them in front of books, graphs, maps. They need to be writing. They have to have a pen in their hand, pen in one hand, textbook in another hand, laptop, calculators. That was what I thought. And I thought I could never take a break. I had to do it 5 days a week. What's the point of a holiday? They're already at home. Like, that's what I was thinking. And then when I started looking at other home educating parents, I found a parent who did something similar. I think she did something like 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off. And I was thinking, how on earth can she take a break? Isn't that irresponsible? How are they going to learn? But then what I also started learning more about at the same time was that we've been lied to about what education is. We've been taught that unless an adult gives the child work to do, the child is not learning. And a child's education and what a child learns and how a child develops is entirely dependent on an adult telling them what to do, pushing information in their head. And that's not how children learn. Children learn all the time, whether there's a parent or a teacher around to give them information or not. A child can be playing with stickle bricks, Lego, blinking pieces of wood, and they're learning. And so when I realized that it's equally as important to give a child the opportunity and the time to explore explore their own interests, as it was important for me to give them what I wanted them to learn as well. So again, what we've done in the home is I've aimed to create an environment that's conducive to learning. So we don't have TVs in every room. We do have devices, but there's not TVs in every room. There's loads of books around. There's lots of art supplies. There's always pen and paper available. The children will always access like how-to tutorials online. So the children teach themselves. They're teaching themselves Korean. They're teaching themselves Spanish. And I didn't ask them to go and learn Korean. My eldest was like, she first got into anime, then she got into manga or something. And then I don't think she really stuck with those two for that long. But then she was like, I actually want to learn the language. So then she started learning it off her own back. And we were walking down the road the other day and she was like, I can actually tell the difference between Chinese, Mandarin, and Korean.
Right.
And that ain't from me. That's just from me giving her time. She's into bullet journaling. The younger children love creating and drawing and making castles and dolls' bedrooms. And they wouldn't have done that if I kept them on a timer and continually told them what to do all the time. So what we have is a good balance of me giving them the information and helping them to learn the information I feel is important. Yes. What is also more importantly doing long term is it's teaching the children how to think for themselves. Right. It's teaching the children to become active in their own learning. Because me and you, Shakara, who tells us what we have to learn? No one tells me and you what to learn, innit? We're self-led learners, but we have to develop that skill. Children right now aren't encouraged to learn what they want to learn. They're like, okay, unless it's school time or class time, I don't have to learn. I can just play. Whereas a lot of home educators are now seeing the benefit of allowing a child to lead the learning. And it's literally called child-led learning. So those 2 weeks can sometimes be as valuable in a child's education as the 5 weeks that I've got them on a schedule.
Sis, I mean, family, listen here. You're getting first-hand experience as to why Sister Leah Salmon is such a valued gem in our community. She's powerful and she's very, very extremely insightful. Let me just check out a couple of these comments in the chat so the family don't feel neglected. Big up to Planter Johnson. Big up for his Glory 365. And they're just bigging you up, sister. Sister Leah, you know what I'm saying? And bigging up Maquina Henderson Kofa is in the bigging up the Orthodox more from the US of A is certainly in the house. Yes, family, once again, once you come through, please hit the like button and raise the profile of this video on your social media. Share the video far and wide, yard and foreign kick up. And make sure you let people know that we've got the one and only Leah Salmon online. And if you don't know, that Leah Salmon's husband is actually the designer of the gotkushTV website, gotkushtv.com, kings and queens. Go check it out. We're making the most of the whole Salmon family right now. We have a platform, and our husband did create the website. And I want to send a special shout out to that brother, because whenever you hear a sister like Sister Leah Salmon speak, you know, say the man that's married to her must be very strong, must be very powerful, and must be very secure. Because we get, you know, this male ego thing. I don't know if you're familiar with ego, and they say that a lot of brothers are intimidated by assertive and powerful women, and I love to see when the two of you are together, because you're actually just more out front, but he's just cool being himself, and I love that dynamic. It's a lesson. We need to see more black couples and black couple dynamics, because there are different examples of it. Do you know what I'm saying? And so the more we see, the more we can learn about what suits our own situation in that kind of way. So big up the family, big up the couple that you are, and big up all the children. Getting into a bit more. In fact, one more question on the children front, because I've got a 1-year-old, as you know, between a couple months, but we try and take him out like in this period, because obviously because we're on lockdown, he's not interacting with as much children as he might do. Try to take him out a bit more. The only issue is that obviously, like, he's still learning to walk in shoes, so sometimes like it's better to keep him in because he can move around more, so it's a bit of a thing. But obviously you've got quite a few, so you know, do you have parks and them kind of things there around you?
Again, thankfully, you know, again, that's what I was saying, it was really important for us to have a garden. So our children, we have quite a big garden, and our children will, apart from today when it's raining, but anytime it has been dry, the children have been out from anything from like 2 to 4, 5 hours a day. Like when it was really hot the other day, we've got one of those trestle tables that we take to events with us, and we just put that out, put a tablecloth over it, and we were having all our meals outside, so that they could get outside. Now we do take them to parks, but because we have heard about like police and wardens coming into parks and moving people along, like we don't want any, you know what I mean? Like,
yes. I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
You try to avoid the problem, then because me and my husband looks calm. You know, I'm not calm. I'm Maggie. Calm, but trust me, do something to my children.
Yeah, it's
look
probably
the wrong way in front of my husband. And
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But so how do you feel about the whole actual situation though, like from a health perspective, or even the socio-political dynamics of it? What are your thoughts on this whole COVID-19 situation?
So, firstly, I do find the term conspiracy theorist offensive.
Yes.
Because what I think it does is it allows the mainstream media to control the conversation around what's happening, and anyone that questions it is then labeled a conspiracy theorist, which then makes whatever they say seem like it's stuff of myth and legend, which is nonsense. So when people were saying, "Oh, I'm fed up of people sending me 5G videos," blah 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 blah, like, but why?
Why?
Why are you fed up of? I mean, number one, if you don't want to listen to it, don't listen to it. But why would you be upset that people are trying to alert you to a possible contributing factor to the current health situation that we're under? Now, I personally don't think that all of the coronavirus patients have been, I don't believe that there is no virus. I really do feel there is a virus. I feel that we've always known coronavirus has existed. The influenza virus itself has got thousands of mutations. I mean, what they're saying already is that the coronavirus, the COVID-19, the novel virus, has already mutated something like 30 times. So, and we know that that's the nature of viruses. However, so I do believe that the virus exists. We now know for a fact that not everyone that's passing on from right now that has COVID-19 on their death certificate did die of COVID-19. That's becoming quite common knowledge. And I also think that when people say that 5G has happened, 5G came out last year. They activated it last year. What's happened recently is that they've erected the towers, or more of the towers, that allows us to connect to the 5G. That's what's happened. It's not the 5G just arrived the other day. It's been here since last year. So I think there's a perfect storm that's happened, which is political greed, because you get people scared enough, you can give them anything. So when this vaccine comes out, like 70% of the population are just going to take it without batting an eyelid. Whereas before, they wouldn't have had that much control over us. And we know they need to control the population, and vaccinations is an easy way for them to do that. So political greed has definitely taken hold. And then there are almost definitely going to be an impact from the increase in the e-smog, or the electromagnetic frequencies that are more in the air now from the 5G becoming more close to us because of the towers, and the fact that we have this novel virus, which again, it's not like, I mean, the way it came into this country is the same way a lot of other viruses come into the country, because there are certain cultures in the world who have very different practices than we do. And the Chinese culture is to partake in and eat and use a lot of animals, and then the way that they're kept is not hygienic. It's not like, it's very obvious. And we are a very global community. So when you have a lot of travel between countries who have got those kind of practices, and here, things are going to spread, and pandemics like this can happen. Whether it's a true pandemic or not, I don't know. But yeah, dirtiness can come to this country and affect our people quite easily because of those kind of standards.
Yeah, sis. You know, brother Jeremy, you're in the chat. Yeah, I've given you a special privilege, so you can share your website with the masses. Yeah, so check out brother Jeremy Salmon, who's a web developer among other things, and I'm awaiting the launch of that new business, you know, brother Jeremy. So stay tuned, because I'm looking forward to saying that I'm wearing black owned underwear. You know what I'm saying? Black created underwear. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for that. We're looking forward to that one. But yes, brother Jeremy, share your website in the chat for the masses of the people. Them bigging up the Western Goddess inside, bigging up Shakara, and bigging up Leah Salmon, bigging up Elwas Was. That's an interesting name right there. Bigging up yourself. Big up Makanen Sankofa and Conscious Locks. You don't know Conscious Locks. Yes, I give thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Sister Leah. I mean, for me personally, yeah. It's like information overload, and you know, when you're operating in the conscious community, everybody's got a theory. Yeah, everybody's got a theory, and you know, like when you're in certain WhatsApp groups, everybody's throwing information. For about 2 weeks, I couldn't even look at it all. Like I just had to leave it alone, checking the news every now and then, and deal with some family issues. And then, but obviously, we had a lot of things to do behind the scenes, gotkushTV wise. And so I think that's one thing that I'm putting out there, and I want to get your thoughts on it, in the sense of the fact that even when it comes to things like this, sometimes you got to shut off. Yeah. The information. What do you think about that for your own mental health?
You know what? Personally, again, when this first happened, I went into someone save me, I don't know what's going on mode. And so I did some meditation, and the messages that I was getting from the ancestors was just keep working. I was like, should I apply for universal credit? Should I do this? Should I do that? Just keep working. That's the message I just kept on getting from the ancestors. Just keep working. And I know that I can't work efficiently if I'm consuming too much of other people's opinions, because you know, as you know, I'm an author and a coach, and because I had to change the way that I was doing things, it meant that things like online courses, I need to start creating online courses. I wanted to put out more content online, and I couldn't do that if I was constantly being bombarded with different types of information. And again, don't get me wrong, like, even though that I recognize 5G is a consideration right now, I also have seen, you know, there's the good and bad of the opposite ends of the spectrum of everything. There were some videos that were coming out that were quite useful and insightful. Other videos that were coming out that were just foolishness, absolute trash. I would spend 6 minutes watching this. And you know, at the beginning of a video, like, it's only 6 minutes. I'm waiting for the kettle to boil. I've got 6 minutes. And at the end of the 6 minutes, you're like, really? Is that how I just wasted my time? My ancestors were looking at me like, did I say work, or did I say watch backside videos? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we have to be discerning about what we allow ourselves to be exposed to, because the unfortunate reality is that 80% of the thoughts that we think on a daily basis are the same as the thoughts we thought yesterday. And something like 70% of those thoughts are negative. They're concerns, they're worries, their lack of security, is this going to work? Is that going to work? Oh, I hate doing this. Oh, I'm so tired. So we need to make a conscious effort to put positivity into our mind, whether that's praying, whether that's meditating, whether that's studying. But what we can't do is put ourselves in front of social media, which includes WhatsApp, Telegram, all these messenger services, and expect to be delivered positivity, because social networks are designed to keep us hooked and addictive, and they're not designed with our personal goals in mind. So if me and you, our goals are to you know, be kept with positivity. If Facebook thinks that you need to see something, or Facebook's being paid to deliver you a particular advert, they're just going to put it on your timeline, because that's going to help increase the amount of views they get to their adverts. Then they make more money. Like, we're not as in control as we think we are, which is why it's really important, like you, to become aware. Okay, this is too much, and I need to shut off. This is too much, and I need to disconnect. And if that means you need to unfollow bare people, turn off the notifications for certain groups, don't feel obliged to be tethered to your mobile phone. It's not essential.
Yeah. I've also, in this time, just to put something to you again, I've also appreciated the fact that we've got gotkushTV, we work in a team. Because I'm used to really, you know, doing things on my ones, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Having to carry it, you know what I'm saying? And I can get comfortable in that mode But having a team to bounce off of in this period and figure out how we're going to do things as a collective is very beneficial. Do you know what I'm saying? In that kind of way. And it's like there's a lot of moving parts, so there's a lot of things to manage. And I know I can just take care of this section over here, and know that the other brothers and sisters are taking care of these things. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned that it's very important to have collective efforts as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know that you're a woman who does a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Independently. So how would you feel about that?
Yeah, you know what? In fact, one of the programs that I've literally just relaunched is called the Black Mama Circle. Yes. And it's like a 9-week online program that I made specifically for Black mothers. And I made this way before lockdown. Right. This is a program I launched in 2017. And it's because even as Black mothers, Black women in general, we do have this stigma's been put on Black women and Black mothers that we have to be strong enough to bear every load on our own. And if we complain, we're an angry Black woman. If we ask for help, we're not a good mother. You know, so there's always been a need in the Black community for us to go back to what we've always done culturally, which is to unite. We had brotherhoods, we had sisterhoods, we had motherhoods. It took a village to raise a child, not just one person. So, and that village mentality, it works so well in business, like you're finding, in our social, you know, socializing when it comes to raising our children. It's so important to find your tribe and connect with them. And right now there's a lot of, so I'm really, you know, we've got about 40 mothers who are in that Black Mama Circle, and it's starting on the 14th of May. So, and you can find out more about it at blackmamacircle.com. So that is, I mean, you know, people don't have to come and join that, but I think it is really important right now to find your tribe and link to them. Because another one of the projects that I started last year was called the Mawa Health Networking Group, because I also realized that it's really important for Black health professionals to come together, because as we're finding right now, Black people are topping the list on the suspected cases of COVID-19 because of our underlying health conditions. And again, I truly feel we have a lot of underlying health conditions because we've left behind our cultural way of doing things and we've adopted this westernized culture. So as Black health professionals, it's really important. I thought it was really important for us to come together and network and build a health community for Black people. So we did 2 physical networking events, which were brilliant. And then COVID-19 came down and we couldn't do the April one. But again, I've been speaking to a lot of the Black health professionals up here, and we're like, no, we need to still get together online because we need to come together and help our people. Because right now, even more than ever, even though people are consciously like, you know what, I need to check my health because I can't go down like this, like everyone else. When they make that decision, a lot of them are still thinking, maybe I need to go to the doctors. So we still need to come together collectively. So when Black people are like, okay, what am I going to do to help my health? There's a whole host of us there that they can trust as much as they trust the doctors now, that can provide that support for them. Right.
On that note, sis, on the health tip, have you been following the government guidelines and going out around and to do shopping in mask and gloves and balaclava?
I was using gloves for a little while. Right. My daughter made me an African print face mask, and that's literally the only reason I used a face mask. It just looked bashy. And I was like, when I went out, 2 people spoke to me. I came back so excited. I was like, you know, I made friends. It just looked so cute because it was African print, innit? But it was just material, so I wasn't blocking anything. But again, we never vaccinated any of our children.
I was going to ask about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. We never vaccinated any of our children because I'm an anti-vaxxer. I don't think it's necessary for you to protect yourself from every disease artificially, and that as long as now the thing is, some people are like, you know, it's important to have a balanced, holistic approach about these things. So if you're not going to vaccinate your children, it's important that you make sure you're protecting their health and strengthening their immune system in other ways. So whilst I'm not participating in all the social distancing measures 100%, because they're not enforcing gloves and they're not enforcing masks. Yes. I am making sure that I'm washing my hands properly when I came home, because I ain't gonna lie, I realized I wasn't washing my hands properly. I was doing some quick thing. I wasn't behaving myself, you know what I mean? So like, I'm like, babe, you didn't wash your hands. My husband ain't washing his hands properly. Children weren't washing their hands. No one was washing their hands properly. So I'm like, no, but this is actually part of our culture. We're the ones that taught the Caucasians how to clean themselves in the first place. We just kind of need to dial it back.
Yes.
To what we traditionally did, which was we had a very high level of hygiene and cleanliness. So that's more what I'm focusing on, making sure we are, you know, hygienic when we do go outside. But I don't have a fear of, I don't actually have a fear of contracting the virus because, and I could be wrong, you know what I mean? But I feel that it's, if I can contract the virus, because I do so many things to protect my health, it's more likely that I'll be asymptomatic and then I'll be stronger if it hits again. And the same with the children.
Okay.
So I actually don't mind if I get it. And we had the conversation with the children about it. And I said, you lot, if you get it, you get it. And the likelihood is you'll recover. And then we'll just be stronger next time. And we'll make sure we do everything that we can naturally to support you through that process. We're not going to intentionally go out there and get it. But if we do get it,
it's not the end of the world, in other words. Family, we're going to open up the lines. We're going to open up the line now and invite you on to speak to Sister Leah Salmon and kind of, you know, bask in her magnating sun ray energy, kings and queens. So come true. Click the link. It's in the description right about now. Where you see join the convo, you can click that link and come true. Speak to Sister Leah. Ask her a question. You know what I'm saying? Make a comment, show your love. And in doing so, I remind you that she's married. So, you know, when you show your love, make sure it's appropriate love. So we give tags and all these things. So yeah, click the link, family. I've also put a link to the Naturally You Coach page that speaks to the Black Mama Circle family. So check that out as well. Bigging up the brothers and sisters from gotkushTV that are logged on right about now. Bigging up Sister gotkushTV Cosmetics in his house. And if you don't know gotkushTV Cosmetics, get to know gotkushTV Cosmetics because she's doing a fantastic job in making sure that you can get your black owned, you know what I mean, foundation and eyeliner and lip gloss and all these things, kings and queens. I know a couple of sisters and brothers are out here suffering, you know, because you can't go to the barber and the hairdresser and all them something there. Yeah, well, Sister gotkushTV Cosmetics got it unlocked for you, family. If you need, you know, some of your cosmetics, you can get it online from gotkushTV Cosmetics and all these things. Do your little date night in yard, you know what I'm saying? Get dressed up and put on all your makeup and all them something there. The link is in the chat, family. The link is in the chat if you want to come and speak to Sister Leah Salmon live on Quarantine Convos. Feel free to click that link and you can come through. Sister Leah, on our last right, in relation to this health thing, are there any specific health precautions that you I should explain that you are an actual health coach, and so in that spirit, are there any specific health precautions, or let's say precautions, but just, well, maybe precautions is the right word, things that you're just doing in light of the current situation to add to your general health regime?
So for everyone that wasn't aware, I'm actually a qualified nutritionist, qualified fully insured nutritionist. I've been a nutritionist for the past over 15 years. And I also work as a live blood analyst as well. So, you know, this is not like a 70 quid nutrition course online. I've actually done this for a long period of time. So right now, one of the things that I go live 3 times a week on Instagram and sometimes Facebook. And one of the Instagram lives I did the other day was an AM immune boosting tonic. So one of the things that, I mean, we've done this for ages, in fact, but one of the things that I'm recommending people start doing now is, again, just implementing a tonic that a lot of our elders have been taking for a long time anyway, which is a combination of apple cider vinegar, honey, and vitamin C powder. So every morning you can put that in some warm water, maybe 100 or 200 mils of warm water, mix it together so you dilute all the ingredients. So you would need about a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, a teaspoon of honey, and it can be any level of honey, and some vitamin C powder. Mix them all together until the vitamin C powder dissolves, and then drink that. And then make sure you follow up by having a full 2 liters of water a day, because dehydration is one of the biggest things that can affect everything from your circulation to your immune function, your respiratory system. Everything is your digestion. Everything is reliant on reliant on dehydration. So reliant on being adequately hydrated. So having that tonic first thing in the morning is going to boost your immune system. And people use that term quite loosely. This is going to boost your immune system. But when I speak about boosting the immune system, I'm specifically talking about helping to ensure that when your body creates white blood cells, that they are viable. Because your body can produce white blood cells, which are the cells in your blood which help to identify and then destroy viruses and bacteria and pathogens, which is any living organism that can cause disease. But you can have a whole load of white blood cells that are not viable. They're not moving very quickly. They don't have a good solid structure. So vitamin C is one of the nutrients that's essential for your white blood cells to be created in a way that they are viable, which means they are healthy and they can actually do their job. So vitamin C powder, the apple cider vinegar, which is a fermented food, and fermented food has got loads of nutrients in it, as well as friendly bacteria, which feed the gut. And 60% of our immune system is in our gut. So we need to make sure we're having friendly bacteria and fermented foods on a regular basis. And then honey is antibacterial. And depending on how expensive your honey is, it can come with a whole host of other nutrients as well. So having that tonic first thing in the morning is prepping and stoking your immune system so that if anything should come your way, you're more prepared for it. And then making sure you're having that 2 liters of water throughout the day, you're drinking regularly throughout the day. Those things are very preventative, as well as adding as much fresh fruits and vegetables to your diet on a regular basis.
Right. Sis, in family, I told you, the sister is multi-talented and very insightful. Big up to Sister Kush. You can look like Sister Kush. She has your book, Sister Leah Salmon.
Hey, thank you.
Yes, and the sister has a book with it's great with great ideas. One of my faves, yeah. So big ups to Sister Kushti, patronizing the Leah Salmon's book. How many books you got now, Sister Leah?
I've got 6, but only 4 of them are out. I need to redo 2 of them. And then I've got 3 more that are coming out in the next couple of years.
Wow, you're not ramping.
No, man.
I admire your productive. There's a few people in my life that just their sheer productivity I admire. And it's like life goals for me to be that productive in the sense of I produce.
Do you want me to give you a secret to productivity?
Go ahead.
You know what? So I literally just created an online course. It's a 5-part online course, video course, and it's called How to Be a Happy, Healthy Mama Who Does It All. Right. And one of the videos speaks about how to do it all. Now, when people see me out there doing a lot of stuff, you don't see me doing enough different things. You basically see me talking or teaching or coaching or writing books.
Right.
I'm not actually trying to do everything.
Right.
What I'm doing is a lot of what I love doing and what I do well.
Right.
And when you do a lot of what you love and what you do well, then it's going to look to people like, Rush does nothing in it. But I don't do actually loads of things. I just focus on, because there's so many things that I could be doing. I could be learning finance, and I could be learning art from my husband and music and all these kind of things. But I don't. I focus on looking after, home educating the children and focusing on my health business. And it's not even all aspects of my health business as well. It's mainly teaching and talking, writing books and programs. And all of those things are so related that it's easy to do a lot of them. And it makes it look like I'm doing bare stuff, but I'm not. I'm just doing a few things and I'm doing them as well as I can, and I'm doing them a lot. And that's how it makes it seem like I'm doing it all. And a lot of people are like, oh, I wish I could do this and I wish I could do that, and it doesn't feel like I'm doing a lot. And that's because some people are trying to do 100 things. And if you're trying to do 100 things, you might make 1 inch of progress in 100 directions. But you get rid of all the fluff and you focus. And sometimes it takes courage to say, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that, and I'm just focusing on what's most important to me. You will then be able to condense all of your energy, and you'll be able to make miles of progress in 2 or 3 directions.
Serious
productivity.
Serious point, sister. Serious point. Family, the link is in the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna post it one more time. I think they're enjoying this listening to you, sis. It happens a lot of times, and I'm saying when you're trying to when you invite people for interaction and then that's why I listen to you. It happens quite a bit. You'll be surprised. I've done a lot of different kinds of media, like radio and then kind of things there, and that happens quite a bit. Like when the guest is that engaging, you'd think that people would be running to the phone line to jump on, and really oftentimes you learn to sense what's going on. It's oftentimes that they just want to listen to you some more. So we'll see if people are are willing to come through. Family, you're invited to come through and speak to Sister Leah. I'm sharing the link one more time in the chat where it says join the Convos, gotkushTV. We have the Naturally You coach, the multi-talented Sister Leah Salmon family, and we have the one and only Brother Orthodox Moore, who has joined us a few times on the Quarantine Convos. Greetings, Brother Orthodox Moore from the west coast of the USA.
Yes, sir. Big up GotkushTV, big up Shakara every time, and big up the sister. It's a pleasure listening to this. I got two quick questions for the sister. I see that you're a nutritionist and whatnot, and so I love being able to talk to an African descent nutritionist. Like this is my first time being able to do that. That's fantastic, and I appreciate you were talking about bringing the doctors together of our descent, because that's big in this day and time. But on a nutrition level, let's say I don't have a lot of money, I can't buy supplements and whatnot, and I'm going to the grocery store right now in these times, and there might be a few less things on the shelf than what used to be there. What could and what should I be looking for that might be basic, that might have more nutrients and more vitamins and minerals than I might think, etc. Whatnot to supplement my diet?
Excellent question. Thank you.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So there are some old time remedies, and I know a lot of the community are plant-based, but there are a lot of old time things that our ancestors and our parents used to do that are so nutrient rich, but don't cost a lot of money. So when I'm working with clients, I actually prefer to get them to use their foods better rather than giving them a whole heap of supplements. So one of the things that's really useful is broths. So whether that's fish head soup from back home, so if there are any fishmongers open and you can get fish heads, fish head soup, chicken foot soup, chicken bone soup, all of those soups are actually really nutritious. So if you already eat animal products, believe it or not, you get more nutrients from I know this sounds gross for plant-based family. Yeah, I know it sounds disgusting, but you
I'm about to say, Leah, you know, you're surprising half the listenership right now.
But there's more nutrients that's available, bioavailable, as in your body can absorb it more in the bones of animals than there are in the flesh. Eating just the flesh of animals was something that was like an aristocratic thing. They would have the fillets, they would give the bones and the offal to us. But the bones and the offal actually had more nutrients in them, which is why the peasants were stronger than the aristocracy. And the aristocracy were dying off of gout, and we were there strong, building houses, tending the land, all that kind of stuff. So if you already eat, I'm not encouraging people to start eating animals, but if you already eat animals, and I would only actually recommend you do this with fish. If you already eat fish, boiling down the head and making fish head soup is actually such a nutritious addition to your diet. And you can just drink that broth on its own. You can use that as the liquid that you make soup with, that you cook rice and grains with, all of those kind of things. If you don't eat animals, then the skins of vegetables actually have a lot of nutrients, because vegetables grow outwards like this, so that a lot of the nutrients is just underneath the skin. So when we peel vegetables, we're sometimes peeling away a lot of the most active nutrients. So getting the peelings, like literally onion skin, garlic skin, carrot skin, potato skin, green banana skin has got so much iron in it. Boiling down all the skins of vegetables and making that into a broth, and again, incorporating that broth in your diet. If you can get hold of Irish moss, then Irish moss is actually quite an economical way to add a lot of nutrients to your food. So you would make your regular foods, your soups, your stews, those types of things, and then you would get the Irish moss gel, and a tablespoon of Irish moss gel every day can give your body so many nutrients as well. Again, if you can get one superfood like an Irish moss, like a spirulina powder, and again, just eat the regular foods you're eating, but you add these superfoods to your diet, just a small amount of them on a daily basis, it's really useful. Very simple juices like just celery juice. Celery is actually quite inexpensive, but celery juice itself is well renowned at helping our liver to detoxify itself. It provides a lot of trace minerals and mineral salts that we don't get in other places. So for something like £1 a day, or maybe $2 a day, you can get a whole glass of celery juice first thing in the morning, so it flushes through your system and nourishes you and preps your digestion. Just doing those simple things is very beneficial. And believe it or not, having periods of fasting where you intermittently fast, so you don't eat anything until 12 o'clock in the afternoon, between 12 in the afternoon and 8 o'clock, you do all your eating in that period. And then between that time, you just drink water. So you're actually reducing your food intake and giving your body the opportunity to actually do some cellular regeneration. when you do eat during that period, your body will be able to get more nutrients out of the food. So you're kind of getting more bang for your buck, as opposed to just continually eating all throughout the day.
Most def. Give thanks for that, sister Leah. And you know what? I'm gonna throw this in there, family. It's lockdown, and if you're trying to keep love New Year, word on the street is that CMOS is a brilliant addition to your relationship.
Yes.
In many ways, kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the people that will be giving birth in December. We give thanks. Right, let's move on as we bring in Sister kushT from gotkushT Cosmetics out here joining us for Quarantine Convos. Brother Moore, feel free to stay with us.
Thank you. I hope that answered your question, brother.
Beautifully, thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Feel free to stay with us, Brother Moore, as we open up the line to Sister gotkushT Cosmetics. Greetings, Sister gotkushT. You might be on mute now, so we can't hear you. Oh, see it there?
That's up.
Blessings, sis.
Okay, you can hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Good.
Blessings. Lovely.
You're cracking up there, you know.
I just start with my question. Am I cracking up a bit?
Yeah, you are a bit, yeah.
Or am I okay now?
You have to stamp on the roof, yeah?
Okay.
So stamp on the roof, and then we'll get...
All right, now.
All right, family, gotkushTV Quarantine Convos. The link is in the chat. So if you want to come live, as Brother Moore and Sister kushT have done, and speak to Sister Leah Salmon, feel free to do so. The link is in the chat right about now, family. Ask your question. Make sure you know, because Sister, kushT seems to have disappeared. We're going to get her back in a sec. But Sister Leah is, as you can tell, a woman who is a fountain of knowledge and information. So make sure you take this opportunity. Sister kushT, you back with us? I wonder if she's got a delay. Once again, Sister kushT, are you back with us? Okay, well, let us know where you're situated, Sister kushT. We'll get you in. Let me make sure that I'm not neglecting the chat. Big up to Brother Nat Nye.
Yeah, man, Nat Nye.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Sister Stella is nearby. So big up to Nat Nye and Stella B, who are in the house. And check out, Kings and Queens, check out the show that we have called Voyage to Motherland. Another episode getting released later on this week. Voyage to Motherland is our show featuring trips to the motherland, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, as taken by Leah Salmon. Sorry, not Leah Salmon. Not Nye. And Stella V, Kings and Queens. Check that out. Check that out right about now. Okay, it sounds like we've got Sister kushT. Are you with us, kushT? kushT, where you say? I thought she was with us.
Oh.
She's back on mute. I wonder what's going on. All right, Sister kushT. Brother Moore, did you have a follow-up question while I was waiting for Sister kushT?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Good.
You answered the question about if I didn't have supplements on the show. If I had a couple extra bucks in my pocket to buy some supplements, are there some African descent based supplement companies I can go to in order to get said supplements that you would recommend?
You're in America, innit, bro?
Yeah, but I'm willing to spend money to go with our people anywhere if I can.
Oh, okay. Because I know that I haven't used them, but I know that Dr. Sebi's collection of supplements are said to be very high quality and useful to use. If you can get the purple CMOS, that's apparently more nutrient rich than the golden CMOS. Those two are very good. If you can get yourself a liquid probiotic supplement, or good coconut kefirs, like water-based kefirs. So kefir is a fermented water-based drink. So it's a vegan version of, like yogurts and things like that. Then they are a little bit more expensive. They're definitely worth it, but they're a little bit more expensive. And then if you can get blue-green algae like spirulina, chlorella, those types of things, they're very useful as well. Moringa, if you can get moringa powder, moringa seeds, moringa herbs, all of those are very nutrient rich as well, and brilliant additions to your diet right now. But again, I would actually recommend people spend more money on their food rather than supplements. So having a few supplements is cool, but if you do have a bit more money to spend, it is worthwhile just getting slightly better quality fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, investing in things like nuts and seeds, because things like sunflower seeds and quinoa and pumpkin seeds. So pumpkin seeds have got amazing parasite killing abilities. chewing a handful of, or how, like maybe 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds on a daily basis is actually well reputed to help purge intestinal worms and parasites from your body. And sometimes it's not the food that we're eating that's the problem. Some of us are eating a really nutrient-rich diet, but when that food gets to our digestive tract, there are intestinal worms, parasites, funguses, molds that are all in there, and they're feeding off all of the nutrition that we've just put in, and they're blocking our body's ability to absorb the nutrients adequately. So investing in foods that can help to cleanse your body on a slow, steady basis, so that, again, you're getting more nutrients from all the food that you're eating, is also more useful. And then again, investing in organic foods, seasonal foods, local foods, shopping at local farmers markets as opposed to supermarkets, all of those things can be a bit more of a useful investment in your health.
Oh, good point. Okay, so you said like the local farmers markets. So at the local farmers markets, they might have a couple of products I might not be used to if I go there, right? So if my first couple of times going to a farmer's market, is there something that you might recommend to take a second look at that I might not have seen before?
Anything. To be honest, if you haven't eaten a food before, that's the best food to start eating, because a lot of us have very little variety in our diet. It's very common that sisters will have maybe 10 meals that we rotate forever, sometimes 7. And guys, unfortunately, you guys can sometimes be a little bit less creative sometimes in the kitchen. So you guys might have maybe 3-4 meals you rotate constantly. And Mother Nature is abundance. Mother Nature has like 300 types of vegetables, 400 types of fruits, so many different nuts and seeds. And we're not going to get the full benefit of all the nutrients in nature if we stick to the same types of foods. So even if it's just rotating the variety of foods you have, so you might have apples every day. But if you have Jazz apples this week, next week have Discovery apples, the week after have Granny Smith, the week after have Cox. So you're just even rotating the variety of foods that you have, because we're going to be missing out on the nutrients from nature if we stick to the same types of foods. Adding fresh herbs to your diet as well, and sprinkling fresh herbs onto your foods. And again, fresh herbs that you would never normally have before, those are very useful additions to your diet as well.
This will be my last question. I'm gonna jump off.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Do you think now would be a good time that people are sitting at home, they got more time on their hands and whatnot? Would this be a good time to start learning things like how to grow small herb gardens at home, or to learn how to ferment, like the kefir, like you're talking about, etc., whatnot? Oh
my gosh, yes, that's a perfect question. So again, this is part of our culture. I mean, something like 100 or 120 years ago, nearly 80% of homes had a garden which grew food on it attached to them. It was very commonplace for you to just know how to grow your own food. But now some children don't even know where or what a carrot grows from. They don't even know carrots are under the ground. I didn't even know where pineapples grew from the other day, because we're so disconnected from our food chain. So again, people talk about revolution, but we're not sure where our food's coming from. And again, it's not that easy to everyone to start growing their own garden. But right now, in just a bag of compost in your house, you can grow your own tomatoes. And believe it or not, one tomato used to have up to 1 gram of vitamin C. 1 gram in one tomato when the soil wasn't depleted and they weren't being sprayed with fungicides and pesticides. So you could get so much nutrition from one tomato. But we can't do that now. But if we had more control over our food and we were growing our own thyme, our own Scotch bonnet peppers, all of those kind of foods, we would be able to cheaply add more nutrients to our diet. And fermenting is such a beneficial process. So if you do a search on how to make your own sauerkraut, it's literally just cabbage chopped up with salt massaged into it. And then you leave it in glass jars in a warm, dry place with a loosely fitted lid on it. And it will ferment just in the salt water from the brine that's been created. And that's such, again, a digestive boosting, nutrient-rich addition to your diet. That's so simple. And it's like pennies per serving. So that was a brilliant question. It's definitely an opportunity, if people do have more time, for them to incorporate more of these things that they currently felt they didn't have time to.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your answers. Thank you for what you do. You are a knowledgeable sister. I definitely look forward to picking up your literature.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
You asked some excellent questions, brother Moore. So give thanks for your contributions.
Big up Shaka around GKTV. Peace.
Peace. Sister Kushti says she got some gremlins function in her yard. I don't know. I'm trying to remember how they dealt with the gremlins in that film, you know. To get some advice. Water, see? Yeah, more water. But she's saying, wanted to ask, what does sis do to re-energize after homeschooling and running a business? Any tips?
Yeah, so again, I aim to create a schedule that doesn't leave me too drained.
Right.
So that's why I only work with my children 4 days a week, because I know more than that would create. Because the thing is, instead of having to put things in place to recover from my busy life, I try and make my life not too busy so I don't have too much to recover from. But the way that I do recover is indulging myself without feeling guilty by being alone. So being in a room and closing the door and telling the children, don't come follow me in it. Don't leave me alone. I need my space. Like at the end of the day, when the children are with my husband, I will literally say to the children, I'm not with you lot now. I'm not with you. My baby, my 4-year-old will come up. Are you with me now? No, I'm not with you, darling. Go to small dad. Go to daddy. I'm not with you. And it's, there's no hard feelings. And I'd much prefer that than I'm with them and I'm feeling like bad-minded towards them, innit? And if you're single, you need to, like, it's really important for your children to understand that you have needs as well. And there needs to be a boundary. So when you're in your room or in your special space, that they can't come and bother you. And when you're in your special space, unapologetically do what you want in there. Like, I watch a lot of comedy. I love comedy. I love Black comedy, and that is my space. I'll just watch TV and allow myself to just chill out like that. One thing I do need to do more of is get more sleep. But hot bubble baths and speaking to family members, because I don't really get a chance to speak to that family members that much, and watching comedy. Those are the ways that I unwind.
Yes, it's what have you been watching since you've been on lockdown? Let me know.
In Black Mirror.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about Black Mirror. Dave Chappelle. Yes. It's since lockdown. It's mainly been Black Mirror. Actually, I just went through the whole
thing. Right.
Seasons, yeah.
Yeah, I had a bit of a dramatic shock at the beginning of the last season. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no.
You know what it is?
Set up still. I didn't really like that.
You know what it is, Leah, right? Because when you watch a lot of the white man's tell live vision, you start to develop a sixth sense for certain things. So from the episode started, like I get this now. Like when the thing starts and I see certain things, I know what's coming. So I knew what was coming. But even with my this is what I'm saying. No, this is what I'm saying. Because I knew, but even with my sixth sense, I did not envisage the level. Yeah. Like who thinks of this stuff? Like, yo, this is not normal.
I know.
It's not normal. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's very interesting. What have I been watching? I started watching.
Sorry, I've been watching gotkushTV. Listen,
as well. You don't know.
If you don't know, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on, because I say this whether you invited me on or not. Yes. gotkushTV, Black Eyes TV. Certain other outlets have got such high quality content. Like, it's not just them propping up a camera anywhere and doing their nonsense. They're sending people to Africa, going all over Africa, into getting like sound clips from Akala and Shaka Bars, and it's like quality stuff. And it's not frivolous, it's not, celebrity anything. It's like real information. It's really like, my husband watched your breakdown of the Jay-Z NFL situation, and he did a few videos on it, and up to this day my husband's like, Shaka Ra's breakdown of that whole situation was more insightful than all the other breakdowns that he's seen so far. Like, all of them, like the level of quality that's in this and the thing is, this needs to be our mainstream TV. When we want to know what's going on, we need to be coming to Got Kush. And like family who are watching, we need to become conscious consumers. So the sister Iola and Dean Akai, from the Solution Room, Sister Iola, she speaks about the fact that we want Black businesses, and we want Black businesses to open up more, and we want them to support us in the community, but the community has to become conscious consumers. So just like the brother just mentioned, Orthodox Mormon just mentioned that he wants to support family worldwide.
Right, you said exact correction. You said the Orthodox Mormon. It's the Orthodox more.
Oh my God, sorry.
What? I want to correct that immediately. We don't want no confusion when it comes to the Wawa.
That's two ends of the spectrum, isn't it? It's really important that as consumers, when businesses pop up that are providing quality services, we need to make a concerted effort to put our energy there. And some people don't realize how powerful just their viewership is. So when you go on Instagram, like, make an effort to find, locate, and like and share the videos of people of color, Black businesses who are doing good things. I know some people think, well, I'm not spending money when I come on YouTube, but you viewing this video right now, you are supporting and pushing gotkush's profile in the algorithms of YouTube, so that YouTube will deliver gotkush's videos to more people more regularly. That's why when they say like, share, and subscribe and comment underneath the video, just by you doing that, family, you become conscious consumers, so that we can collectively help support gotkushTV, because what gotkushTV is doing, they're doing the hard work for all of us. All we need to do is keep watching their videos and sharing their stuff, and then we're going to have the Black media that we've always said we need. Where's Black media? We can't keep on listening to the white media. The Black media is right here. It's now our job to support them and help push them up to where they need to be.
Thank you for that love, sister. We truly appreciate it, and you know that love is mutual. And try know we're gonna get you more on gotkushTV, you know, to enhance a lot of these shows that we're doing. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna be calling on you again. I know you got to depart soon, so let me know when that time has come. And we'll let you go. Sister, big up to Jeremy saying yes. Give thanks, my brother. I am humbled by that. I do love that episode actually. Every now and then I watch it as like, I think that was I enjoyed putting that together personally, you know what I'm saying? And then big it up to Kushti Cosmetics says facts, we need to support the media, the real ones that are for us, most definitely. We give thanks for that. Big it up DD Bullock in the chat. Says hi everybody, what vitamin C powder do you recommend for the apple cider vinegar tonic?
Very good question. So as long as the powder has only one ingredient, and that ingredient is ascorbic acid, then that is the pure vitamin C powder. Now, if you, again, like the brother Orthodox Moore asked, if you do have a bit more money in your pocket, you can also get baobab powder. So baobab powder is the powdered down baobab fruit, and that is exceptionally high in vitamin C naturally. It's just not as economical as vitamin C powder. So literally I went online, I went on eBay, and I found a bag of 1 kilogram of vitamin C powder, which was just pure pharmaceutical grade vitamin C ascorbic acid powder. And it was like £16. Holland & Barrett used to have a pure powder also. So that's really what you're looking for. Now, if you have stomach troubles, then you may find the acidity of the ascorbic acid slightly too much for you. So you can get the sodium bicarbonate vitamin C instead, and that one is a bit gentler on your stomach. But again, you just want to find the vitamin C powders, whichever one it is, but it only has one ingredient in it.
Sister, before you go, because I know that you deal with women's health during pregnancy as well. And there are a number of pregnant sisters out there right about now, especially in these precarious times where, you know, the hospital lockdown and all kind of different things are going on. So there's a few health tips or just in terms of birthing tips, pregnancy tips for mothers during this period, and fathers for that matter. During this period, you know what I mean? So
right now it's really important to protect your mental health and wellness, because pregnant mothers have been put into the exceptionally vulnerable group, along with people who have got underlying health conditions and those over a certain age. However, what the research is actually showing, as the statistics go by over the last few weeks, is that pregnant mothers aren't actually any more or less likely to contract the disease than anybody else. And babies who have been born recently are also not contracting the disease at any high rates either. Right. So I think it's more of a general precautionary message. But what the messaging can do is make a mother feel like, oh no, I need to be extra concerned because this disease could hurt me and my baby. And, you know, outside, the energy is a bit different outside because people do have that fearful energy. So just being very mindful that you are in health, you are in wellness. And the way you can help your mental health is by putting in action. So when someone's saying to themselves, yeah, I'm fit and healthy, but they know for a fact they're sitting down all day and they're eating junk, there's a disconnect with their thoughts and their feelings and their actions. But when someone says I'm fit and healthy and they know they're actually doing things to be fit and healthy, that increases their self-esteem and their confidence in themselves and makes them feel more relaxed and at ease. So when you are expecting, or mothers who are expecting right now is the opportunity to make sure you're definitely drinking enough water, make sure you are reducing your sugar, your dairy intake, making sure you are drinking things like raspberry leaf tea if you are in your later trimesters. Nettle tea is nutrient rich and immune boosting throughout your whole pregnancy. And you are engaging in daily exercise, daily gentle exercise, deep breathing and stretching. And ultimately, I would actually recommend that if you can get hold of any doulas, just to have a one-to-one conversation with any doulas. There are so many doulas in the Black community, and you'll be able to just, even if you just have a one-off session with them, so many doulas have moved their work online right now so that they can give you more specific advice as to what will help you more beneficially. So there's a sister called Uduak who I work with. You can find her at uduak.co.uk, which is UDUAK. uduak.co.uk. There's a sister called Birmingham Doula. You can find her on Instagram. There's a sister who's doing pregnancy yoga classes online, and her name is Charmaine Heket, which is Heket, Heket Najeti. There's so many sisters that are out there supporting pregnant mothers. But those basic things, keeping your mind in a good place, drinking plenty of water, using herbal remedies, using raw food, and exercising and stretching.
Family, you just got a masterclass in health, wellness, how to do it all and have 6 pitney. I went from 10 to 6. I do that. You know what I'm saying? And all these things, I don't know, like, you know, but I think we just need to realize that we've got gems in our community, family, and we need to value them and boost them and make sure that they're able to do the work that they want to do. So I want to make sure that you know how to keep in touch with Sister Leah Salmon and buy out the whole of our book them. Yeah, she got 6 books to match the 6 pitney. So so you know, a book for a child. So you know what I mean. So make sure that she can send the one and go to university or build a university for them to go to and buy a book. So how can they keep in touch with you, Sister Leah?
So you can find me at thenaturallyyoucoach.com and all over social media if you look for Naturally You Coach or Leah Salmon.
I'm going to let you go, sis, because I know you got other work to deal with. Yeah, so thank you for joining us. We are very humbled. And this has been a fantastic episode of Quarantine Convos. Give thanks, yeah? Feel free to let yourself out. You don't have to do that, yeah?
Yeah,
cool. Kings and queens, what a blessing. What a blessing. We've just been listening to Sister Leah Salmon, family. You know what I mean? And like I said, we've got gems, absolute gems in our community. The level of expertise, professionalism, and charisma of the sister is unmatched anywhere you go in the world. So stay tuned because we're going to get more of our sister on gotkushTV. Right. We're supposed to end at 8:30 still. So we're going to sign out. If anybody has a question for gotkushTV in the next minute or two, I will answer it. Otherwise, I am going to sign off. So if you've got a question that you'd like me to answer in relation to GotKushTV, I'm going to answer it. But you got to post it in the next minute or two, or come live in the next minute or two, and we will do, accommodate you nice and easy. In the meantime, in between time, we want to let you know that we will be dropping another episode of the Wordsmith tomorrow, Kings and Queens, or is it Thursday? This week anyway. Stay tuned. Wordsmith this week, and we got a Wordsmith live coming on Instagram soon. Yeah, so Wordsmith live on Instagram coming soon, where some of your favorite artists are going to be dropping hot, heavy bars. Yeah, with a message live on the Instagram. You don't know. You know, yeah, we got so much things coming. We got more Kush University coming. Like I said, the Insight dropped yesterday. Check it out. Kanye West and the Contradiction of Black Excellence. That was actually the first episode of the Insight that was ever written, but we never quite recorded it. And I figured that, you know, might as well drop it while everyone's at home during the quarantine. Might as well dig up the pilot episode and pull it out there finally. And then I'm hearing say there's a lot of news about Kanye right now because apparently he's officially a billionaire. He's on the Forbes list or something like that. I haven't dug into the story yet, but we'll look into that. You know what I'm saying? And also something to do with him buy big house somewhere, big mansion somewhere. So yeah, look into all them things. But check out the Insight. Yesterday it was posted, and you can watch it right now on gotkushTV. Kanye West and the Contradiction of Black Excellence. Very passionate about us setting our own trends and defining our own ideals of success. Voyage to Motherland, kings and queens. Voyage to Motherland. We have dropped a couple episodes of Voyage to Motherland in as many weeks. So check that out. Voyage to Motherland, Nat Nye and Stella B were able to go to Pan-Afro Link in Ghana, Accra, at the beginning of this year, in January of this year, and you know, speak to a number of the speakers as well as the organizers of the event. And so we've been profiling that, and we're going to be bringing more to you from their travels around Ghana, around Nigeria, and around Sierra Leone. Big up to Monday Ngole. Sister Leah's gone, my sister or brother, so apologies for that. But the question is, hi Leah, would you that the stem cell, there's not missing there, that stem cells that the baby produces will protect the mother and the child while in the womb? I have heard something similar to that, but hopefully we can bring on Sister Leah again at some point in the future for her to answer that question more fully. There are no questions coming in for gotkushTV right about now, so all I'm gonna say is make sure you check out gotkushtv.com. Check out gotkushtv.com. Sign up to our mailing list. Very important, yeah? Brothers and sisters, sign up to our mailing list, especially because for two reasons. Yeah, we're going to be dropping some stuff later on that you're going to get special perks. Yeah, later on in the year, this year, it would have been already, but because of the whole situation, we've had to put off certain things. But there are going to be special offers coming for people that are exclusively on our mailing list. Yeah, so you don't want to miss that. And also, make sure if you have not already subscribe to this particular channel and stay tuned for all developments. Just true, say it's lockdown, kings and queens. It don't mean so we're popped down. This is gotkushTV. This has been Quarantine Convos with our eminent and dynamic sister Leah Salmon. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay healthy, and always remember, you ain't got nothing if you ain't got kush.
gotkushTV. After a stellar 2019, your #1 Black conscious media platform is getting ready to go into overdrive for 2020. As we promised last year, we launched The Insight. We premiered the pilot for the Black Group Economic Show. We dropped 2 new seasons of Wordsmith, the #1 platform for artists with a message in the music. We've seen you out on the road, the Black Carpet Awards, the Reparations March, the Legacy Center of Excellence, and more. We brought you Dr. Mumbi, the legendary Bob Andy, Queen Diambi, Kemi Seba, Esther Stanford Hossein, Leo Mohammed, Brother Leader Badaka, and more. And now, 2020 is set to see gotkushTV taking it to the next level. First up, look out for the official launch of the gotkushTV website, your official portal for all things GKTV, including new shows, news, views, and reviews, soon to be serving you with advertising opportunities and the launch of the GKTV African market. gotkushtv.com will also be a global hub for all things Black, conscious, and empowering from all over the Black world. Black achievers, Black excellence, education, health, positive Black imagery, entrepreneurs, Black brands, and charity work. All this and more can be found here at gotkushtv.com. Then there's the new show, Decipher, the dynamic discussion and debate show. Health is wealth, practical tips for living in wellness. Kush Communiversity, home of Black warrior scholarship. And UK Fire Entertainment, bringing you a slew of music videos for your listening and viewing pleasure. Look out for more of the insight, wordsmith, and the full third season of the Black Group Economic Show, all coming your way soon. As always, the GKTV film team is available for hire to cover your events and all filming needs. Visit us at gotkushTV.com for hire inquiries and more information. Stand by all Black businesses through our website, social media, and show content. We have monumental advertising, sponsorship, and network opportunities catering specially for you. gotkushTV is about to take off. To join us for the ride, there's 4 things you can do. 1, subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell to make sure you don't miss a release. Join us on all social media and hit up gotkushtv.com to subscribe to our mailing list for exclusive opportunities in the near future. 2, like. Let us know you're feeling our content by hitting that ever so important button of approval. 3, comment. We want to hear your feedback on everything we're putting out, so make sure your presence is felt in the comment section. 4, share. Spread the word by hitting that share button and exposing your circle to the magnificence that is gotkushTV. We look forward to building with you throughout 2020 and servicing you with high quality Black media production. gotkushTV. Beyond discussion, beyond debate, we put the power in Black media. Kanye West and the contradiction of Black excellence.
The Insights, new show brought to you by gotkushTV.
Your periodical breakdown show where we delve deep into all issues pertaining to Black culture in the 21st century and beyond. For the past month or so, Kanye West has once again dominated conversation.
Because I am the greatest artist of all time.
Except maybe on the issue of representation, which sees the worth in Black faces in places traditionally dominated by white people. Future concepts doesn't seem to take us beyond the dominance of white people. Enter gotkushTV.
The Insight premieres Monday at 12 p.m. exclusively on gotkushTV.
Hi, my name is May Barak, founder of TradeNet, the world.
Greetings, welcome from Ghana, Accra. I am Stella B. I am hosting for gotkushTV's Voyage to Motherland.
This is Nat Nye, gotkushTV, Voyage to Motherland.
It's your boy She's ODG, and I want to say a big shout out to gotkushTV, getting you high on knowledge on how to move back home. And big shout out to Voyage to the Motherland, because you already know they have the blueprint for you to come back home.
I'm from Seattle, Washington, from the States. And for me, this is about really connecting with roots, meeting people from all over the world, from the African diaspora, and us understanding how we give back to Ghana, how we give back to Africa, how we unite and spread the word globally.
Hello, my name is Kanye right here in Accra, Ghana, and I feel like it's all about building. Using our energy to build so we can become kingmakers one day. You don't have to beg anyone to be in their space. You can just look to your left and to your right and know that you're empowered. I'm so honored to be speaking to gotkushTV, of course, and Voyage to the Motherland. Man, you guys are amazing. Thank you for honoring me. We thank God for sure.
I am Stella B here at the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs in Sierra Leone, Freetown.
The other was Ethiopian who lives in Norway. There was a Jamaican, British Jamaican. There was a Ghanaian. There was an African American, and there was a Congolese. And I'm like, what else do we get together like this? This is what is supposed to happen. This is how we're going to progress in the future. So, Team New African Nation, it's happening.
gotkushTV, Voyage to Motherland. I am Stella B here at Afro Nation on Lumboma Beach. It is amazing. In the background, you can see the stage behind me and look around at this amazing, awesome crowd, fully melanated. Oh, so beautiful.
Then you can get a blueprint on how to get your transition on into the motherland, because basically we're leaving the West.
So my name is Shaka. Big up gotkushTV and Voyage to Motherland. Respect.
Big up gotkushTV. Ayeko. Yeah.
We all depend on black gold, which is petroleum oil. Forgetting that we have so many numerous resources we are blessed with. We have human capital, we have fruits, we have agriculture, we have different things. We have tourism and cultural things that are actually attractive.
There's so much more to Africa than what we think of it or what the media shows us. So I think it's so important that we come back, not only for the festival, but just to embrace the culture itself and everything else going on out here.
And my name is Christine and Tim, coming from you from gotkushTV. Excited to be here. Nom c'est Christine and Tim, so c'est Haïtien, c'est Haïtien. Bienvenue à l'Afrique. Nous l'an Ghana pour bien return. Bien content pour nous avec nous. C'est Haïtien moyen, mais l'an Afrique, c'est Africain. Bien content, bienvenue à gotkushTV.
Hi and welcome to gotkushTV Voyage to Motherland with your host Stella B and
Nat Nye.